from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square,
My God.
Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Welcome in, everyone, as we end the week together and usher in the weekend officially and get ready for whatever stroke of the pen
What the
guy
hell?
sitting in the Oval Office does to us today.
Oh, what? You talking about what's his name?
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy in the seat.
The guy in
The guy in the
the guy
seat.
in the seat. Hey, we welcome you in today. We've got kind of a 3-segment show. We're going to be touching on a variety of things. First of all, I want to say a very, very happy birthday to Special K and I's second daughter,
Happy
Lindsay
birthday,
Rogers
Miss
Hardy.
Lindsay. Yeah.
Who is a special needs teacher in the Waxahachie Independent School District. Beautiful lady on the outside and the inside, too. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Have a good one, Lindsay.
We love you very much, and we're very proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And besides, you gave us a beautiful little granddaughter, too.
Y'all make pretty babies.
Yes, he does. Well, anyway, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day today. I know you and your mom and sister are getting together tomorrow for a little lunch, birthday lunch. So it should be a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
But today we're talking about things like the Hollywood stars cutting in line to get their vaccinations.
Yeah, money talks, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those Chinese and restrictions being eased on them.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you think about another businessman in Congress? So,
I think it's a splendid idea myself.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Everything going okay with you, Pap?
Everything's good, man. You know, just living a dream. That's about it, you know.
Well, that's about all you can do.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And our president just keeps on executive ordering us to death. I heard yesterday something very interesting, that in the first 9 days of his presidency,
Yeah.
he has signed more executive orders than Obama, Bush, and Trump did all together. Tripled the
Really?
amount that they did in their first 9 days. It seems like it's all he's doing is signing executive orders.
Writing them off.
You know.
Writing them off.
And with every stroke of that pen, it just takes away more of our freedoms and makes us more dependent on a lot more people. But I'm just hoping and praying every night that people in that side of the political persuasion can come to their senses and see what he is doing to us. Well, it's just been
If they were going to do
ridiculous.
that, the timing would have been perfect before it ever happened. You know?
I understand.
So,
I understand, but I got faith in people,
yeah.
you know, so hopefully they will jump on it and come to their senses on a lot of things.
We shall see, amigo.
We shall see.
Yeah.
But first of all, let's talk about these Hollywood celebrities. We saw on the news the other night where these Hollywood celebrities are cutting in line so that they can get vaccines before the elderly and the first responders.
Yeah.
Now, come on. Give me a break. Who do you...
Well, they're
you
important.
people think you were special?
They're important. They're impotent.
I wouldn't even use them to clean my toilet, you know, much less let them cut in line. You know, if you're talking about one of them as opposed to having my grandmother vaccinated, God rest her soul, if she was still here, guess what?
Yeah. Screw you. That's right.
That's exactly where I was going with it. You read my mind on that one, bud.
Divine Helen got hers the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still alive and kicking. So,
Still breathing, huh?
so far, so good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood celebrities jumping line to be vaccinated. Let's see what you guys had to say.
Okay.
John Bossy said they should at least be fined very heavily. And I agree with that. You know, that story was talking about they're paying thousands of dollars to these doctors to make exceptions to let them go get theirs first.
Greed and
Talk
gluttony.
about hypocrisy.
Money talks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shirley Mills said it's ridiculous. They should have to wait their turn just like the rest of us. They're not essential to anyone.
Yeah. And, the first doses were supposed to be meant for those over the age of 55 and all first responders. That includes doctors, nurses, firefighters, ambulance EMTs.
That I can abide by.
And police officers.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I have no problem with that. Yeah. None whatsoever. Teachers also is in there too.
Yeah.
So that they can, not spread it to any of the children.
Well, the people on the front line, they should go first.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Robert Morrison said, I can't believe they're paying exorbitant amounts of money to be vaccinated for COVID. They are cutting in line to get theirs before the elderly or first responders. This tells you their character, and we should just boycott any movies coming out.
By God.
Yeah.
Vaccinate.
How do you hurt them?
That's right.
You hit their pocketbooks.
That's
boy.
it. Same way our great nation's being shut down.
Ain't it so?
Susan Macaluso down in Houston said, God sees all, and in the end, that's all that will matter. Is it Friday yet?
Yes, Susan, today.
And Deandra Tedford Smith says they're all being selfish.
I couldn't agree more with that statement, I'm telling you.
They are.
J.W. Madison asked, so what makes them so special that they get special treatment? As far as I'm concerned, they're so liberal left, let them be the last ones to be vaccinated. Are they more important than people over 55 or the hundreds of doctors, nurses, firefighters, or police officers?
No.
Hell no, they're not, and should be treated as second-class citizens. That deserves a big old by God on that one.
That's about 2/3 pine box worth of by God right there. David Harvey described them as dirt bags. Darrell Walker said it is BS optics. Sean Robert Allgood said it's very stupid. Debbie McGowan Howitt said their entitlement abounds.
Yeah, attaboy, David. I grew up with David. He was my best friend growing up.
Bunch of dirt bags.
He just tells it like it is.
That's right.
I love it. Incidentally, hello to everyone down in Emory and Rains County.
Yeah.
We got a really sweet note that we'll be reading you on our viewer comments from someone down in Emory, and I appreciate that very, very much. A.C. Taylor agreed with J.W. Madison by saying, yeah, what makes those idiots so special?
Yeah.
They are for open borders, but yet live in mansions with huge walls to keep people out.
Yep.
Boy, you talk about a double standard, and now they're wanting to get vaccinated before those that really need it? The world's gone crazy, and I think they need to be held accountable for their actions.
I agree wholeheartedly, AC.
AC,
Yep.
good job.
Well said. Our buddy up in Tennessee, Brian Emerton, said, I say go for it, and if they die from it, then it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Casey Davis Green said, yep, let them die, go for it. How you really feel up there, Brian?
In all honesty, I haven't heard, but there being I believe it's 2 deaths from people who took the vaccinations. One was a doctor.
Yeah, 52-year-old doctor. Yeah.
And one was a nurse, and they theorize that they were allergic to it in some form or fashion. And that's what caused the death. But
that goes for any
heard
type
of
of inoculation or vaccine. You know what I mean? I
Well,
can't take a flu shot. I'll get sicker than a mule, man, just off flu shot. Yeah.
Well, I took a flu shot and a pneumonia shot this year at the heavy urge of my doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, but kind of glad I did now. If I didn't have COVID last January, which I think Karen and I
think you
both
did. Yeah. Y'all were some sick puppies when you come off that boat.
Lord have mercy.
Yep.
Maybe this is what I needed to make sure I didn't get it again.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Well, I'll always take it. I'll take my pneumonia shot, but that's what, every 4 or 5 years, which doesn't make sense to me, but can't do the flu shot. And I'm wondering about this other one. So.
Holly Hollenbeck up in New York State said, do it. I've seen how sick it could make you after the second shot. Brian Collum said, great, more guinea pigs.
Just step up.
Yeah, Holly is a nurse, so I'm sure she has seen a lot of things. I'm sure she has.
She's a COVID nurse, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
She can tell you a little something about it, imagine.
She sure can.
James Graham said, change the vaccine out to something more detrimental or something that will potentially cause him to develop a brain.
That one deserves a big old by God.
Go get a smart shot.
I love
Some of that Trump juice.
Jill Hetman Kern said, absolutely should never happen. And Cassie Terry said, it's just a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Ryan Price said, I'm fine with animal testing.
Give it to the damn monkey. If he don't fall over dead, I'll consider it.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, but
Mark Halton, or Hallen, I'm sorry. Mark Hallen said, what makes the Hollywood elite think they can do this? But wait, with enough money, some doctors will make all kinds of exceptions.
and I'm
That
sure
is
they
a
will.
fact, yeah.
And Melissa Crenshaw wound up saying, I agree with your listeners. These Hollywood types do not deserve to be put at the front of the line to receive the vaccine.
Yep.
If it were up to me, the ones trying to cut in line would be the last ones to receive it.
By God, you tell them, Melissa.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
That's another Crenshaw. I mean, do you know those folks?
I'm sure they're related somehow. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Melissa, I don't
Well,
think.
there you go. There you go.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you taking time out to let us know what you thought about the
good stuff.
Hollywood celebrities jumping in line to be
Yep.
vaccinated.
Yep.
And we have another segment coming up that's kind of interesting also with all of these executive orders that, what's his name, is signing up there. One of those was to ease the restrictions on China and the tariffs they're paying for the imported goods to this country.
God almighty. Here we go again.
So instead of us, as we did with President Trump, making millions of dollars on tariffs,
Yeah.
now they're going to ease the restrictions on that.
You're going to spin the table. That's what they're going to do.
And they'll be able to ship in here, and companies are going to go overseas again
Yep.
because of the higher taxes and now not having to pay any import fees.
And just remember, you want to take a look at what China can do in action? Go to your local Walmart store. Ever since old man Walton died, those kids went nuts. Started dealing with the Chinese. And
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I think they import a whole lot of their weird shoppers over here, too. I don't know.
Well, we'll talk about these restrictions on China coming up in just a minute. First of all, let's take a time out for this, and we'll be right back.
Pause for the cause.
Welcome back, everyone. What are your feelings about easing restrictions on China?
Boy.
You made a good point there about Walmart. Yeah, I've noticed that. A lot of Chinese products coming in to their shelves.
Family Dollar, Dollar General, all of them. It's a lot of them.
And used to, Sam Walton's big thing was made in the USA.
Well, you remember the old story about somebody kept bugging him about work gloves, and he couldn't
Yeah.
find any for a decent price, so he opened a factory.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Started making them.
Started making them suckers. Smart man, old man Walton, old Sam.
Yeah, and President Trump was a smart fella for putting tariffs on China.
Yeah.
And instead of them making millions off us, we started making millions off them for a change.
Well, I mean, they put them on us. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not easing restrictions for any American products that are going into China.
Yeah.
They're not at all. So
I'm sure Wish.com is probably going to be larger than Amazon before it's over with.
it could be.
They'll go nuts over this.
Could be.
Yeah.
Well, you guys had some interesting comments on your feelings about easing restrictions to China. So,
did.
Pappy, let's just jump right in and see.
All right.
B.J. Reynolds said, unfortunately, old forgetful Joe will remember enough to realize his family has dealings with China, and he will make it easy for them to come in. They already have a foothold on America as it is.
And they have had for quite a while.
I agree with that. I absolutely do agree.
The little Rock and Don got into office, they did anyway. Russell Carlin at Wyoming says it's a big mistake, and Jerry Blum said, screw China. Jill Hetman Kearns said, of course there is. He's in bed with them. So,
well, I can't argue with that.
I'm assuming she's talking about what's his name up there.
Yeah, guy in the Oval Office now.
Did you see the meme? I'm probably going to wind up back in Facebook jail over that one. It's got the leader of Korea.
Yeah.
Says why Biden no got COVID-19? He sniff everybody. He got this puzzled look on his face like, what the hell?
That's funny.
I liked it. I laughed way too hard at it myself.
Paul Edgar said he depends on his advisor, Hunter, to help him remember who all he owes, like China, Russia, Iran, etc., etc. Come on, man, they're not bad folks. Really?
Yeah.
He says in jests.
I hope so. He left off the LOL.
Yeah.
Jim Krause said it's ridiculous. Martha Myers said someone needs to get rid of his fountain pen so he'll quit signing executive orders. It has gotten out of hand, and relaxing restrictions on China is a huge mistake.
Man, I couldn't agree more.
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Brett Barker says, hell, it is like letting the rats in the attic.
Yeah.
And Mike Mackey said it is a huge step backwards.
Well, that's a fact.
I agree with that.
Michael Ward said, I guess it's with the stroke of a pen, he'll wipe out millions of dollars in revenue that Trump set up on Chinese imports. Mm-hmm. Can't this man see the damage he is about to do by lifting these restrictions?
Huh.
Apparently not.
Evidently not. No, I
don't think he can see past the end of his damn nose.
And I still say he has no clue what he's signing.
I don't even think he knows he's sitting in the Oval Office yet.
Well, I haven't seen him outside of the Oval Office. He just don't get out.
Well,
you know.
I agree with that.
And he can't answer more than one question at once.
Not without help.
Yeah.
I agree with a listener that we had a few shows back. Said they'll just put him in a damn nursing home, tell him he made it, congratulate him, and all these closed doors now in the hallway is his Congress and Senate.
There you go.
There you go. Live in his own little world.
Shirley Mills told us it's a big mistake, same as opening the borders. Sherry Briggs Cohen said she is waiting for God to save us. Pray for it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are praying for it, trust me.
Oh, yeah. Miles Finley said, I'm new to your site. Welcome aboard, Miles.
Hey, yeah, welcome, Miles.
And this question really gets me going. President Trump did what no other president had the balls to do when he imposed tariffs on incoming Chinese products, similar to what they charge us for our materials. Now old Lonesome Joe is wiping out all that? We're in for a rough story.
Miles, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough 4 years, my goodness.
And
I'm not so sure that the successor to Sleepy Joe, it's going to take 4 years to undo his stupidity.
They'll have to shoot her ass, get rid of her.
Lord have mercy.
She'll have her own little army built by then. So, but that's well said, and it's good having you aboard, Miles.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, man.
Tommy Parker said that is the dumbest crap I've heard in a while. And Michelle Purviance Brown said, wait until they invade Taiwan.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, I saw today where China told Taiwan if they declare their independence, they're declaring war with China.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
And I would imagine China means it too. So you know how that works.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Baker says China owns Biden, Pelosi, McConnell, and many others in D.C.
Couldn't agree more.
Trump was bad for their business. Juliana Thixton Payravi said it's treason, and Mark Carrington said to suck that pickle. I'm not even going to ask him what he meant with that.
I'm not going there.
I think I know.
I'm not going to go there.
Good way of putting it, though, Mark. Go suck a pickle, man.
Yeah. Ronnie Barnett said with all the executive orders he is signing, that alone is a reason to be impeached. He is removing any vestiges of freedom, excuse me, and moving us to a liberal socialist country. And that's exactly where this country's headed.
Short and sweet. Good point, Ronnie. And finally, but last but not least, Harold Dixon said China owns America already. What fools we are. It's too late, which I disagree with. And David Harvey said it's a democratic suicide. Yep.
I couldn't agree more. You guys, as usual, man, y'all have some great thoughts on this.
You know why? Because they rock. By God.
Yes, sir. And this is one program where your voice will still be heard as long as they don't cut us off. They're doing their best to censor all conservative voices out there.
Oh, man.
And Mike Lindell, my pillow guy, gets banned off of Facebook and Twitter because he was a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Trump supporters out there, 75 million of you, are you going to be cut off from free speech?
I think they already have been.
Well, it's going to be
According
pretty interesting.
According to the responses on our show page, they already have been. Which, by the way, we need show topics. Send us some show topics.
Absolutely.
We love hearing from you guys and love bringing up subjects of interest that you come up with. In other words, we're two old nosy farts. We need something to talk about.
Yes, we do. Yeah, my old brain's getting
Send them in. Yeah, send them in.
Peppered with forgetfulness.
That's right. You're killing us, Smalls.
Well, we appreciate your thoughts on restrictions on China.
Yep.
And I did ask one more question, Pappy. Can we get more businessmen into Congress?
And women.
And women. That's a general phrase. But and I saw something on Facebook I got the biggest kick out of. They had a picture of Kamala Harris, and they said, how can you be excited or say that you are the first black vice president in the history of this country when you belong to a party that doesn't recognize sexes?
That's right. You know, I read an article that neither one of her parents was born in America. Is that true?
No. Well, I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that, but I don't know that for a fact.
Not that that kind of stuff matters anymore.
Yeah, well, what can you say? What can you say?
I can say plenty, but
well, what is your opinion? I mean, we saw what President Trump, who was a businessman and not a politician, was able to accomplish.
Well, and I agree wholeheartedly. I think we need to take, because of the corruptness in politics.
Yeah.
Get a hold of somebody that doesn't know all that stuff. He's crooked in a different way, you know.
Who didn't care.
To where it lines our pockets, not his.
Yeah.
So,
as you'll see, one of our opinions that was sent in, it was talking about that President Trump recognized this country as having to be run like a business. And when you look out for all phases of that business, that makes you successful.
Well, it's just like another one of our listeners said recently, America's not a country anymore. It's a corporation.
Yeah, that's a
and
very good point.
That's how it's being ran.
That's a very good point.
That's why he was so damn successful at running it, because it is a corporation. He comprendes that quite a bit.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what you guys had to say. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to answer these. James Reardon said, in theory, that is a great idea. Donald Trump, who was a businessman and not a politician, got this country rolling like no other president has. He understood that America should be run like a very successful business and took steps to make sure it happened. Success breeds success.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Mike Mackey said, good luck with that. Businessmen are already too smart to do that. David Watson said, yes. Less lawyers. And Sean Robert Allgood said, I agree.
Hey, Sean, how's everything out in California?
Hadn't fell off the ocean yet, so we keep hearing from him, so we know it's okay.
Mary Wilson said it sure wouldn't hurt us. President Trump proved that someone with good business sense could make America great again, and he did.
Yeah.
There were just too many idiots that couldn't see the good he did for America.
That's a fact. And Harold Dixon said, "Oh my, you dang sure hammered that nail. They're all failed lawyers. Easy money with the mouth, like a catfish, all mouth and no brains."
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't have to wonder how he feels.
Yeah, no, that's pretty blunt right there.
Yeah, well said, though, Harold.
Erica K. Fultz said, "We'll have to wait for the midterm elections, sadly, Pops."
Yeah.
Kim Avery, "Oh, yeah, it did. Trump is still going to be president. They are already in hot water," to which Jeffrey Rule said, "That ain't the way it works."
No, because if it was, he would still be in the Oval Office.
I still would like to know where Kim's getting that information.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul Westerman said, "I like the idea, but as one of your previous posters said, businessmen are too smart for doing that. Why should they give up lucrative careers to wade through the swamp in Washington?"
Good question.
It would be great, though, and get rid of all those career politicians. Well, that's exactly what Donald Trump did.
Yeah, he tried his best.
He didn't have to dive in head first to that muck, I mean, it's not like he's having problems paying his light bills,
No, that's true.
He'd been fine without it.
Matt Bannister asked, "How about a regular Joe?" Christy Hare Pollard told Matt that was Trump, but they would not have it.
That's bad. Yeah. Andrew Sparks said, "Yes, and lawyers too. We definitely need more lawyers, by golly." Albert Thomas said, "This one cracked me up, but God, he might be right, LMAO." Yeah, he very well might be.
Paula Faye Hicks Butler said, "Absolutely, we got to get term limits in. It's the only way to save the country."
Yep. That's one way of doing it.
Yep.
And last but not least, Mark Riasno said, "Face it, the swamp is never going to let successful businessmen into Congress ever again. The last businessman that went to Washington exposed them for what they were and made America dependent on itself again, not the government."
Bingo.
Well said.
I love it. That's great. Well, thank you again for your opinions on the subject that we were talking about.
You guys
got some nice viewer comments in, Pappy. Melanie Sisk down in Emory sent us thanks. She said, "Love y'all, and I look forward to every episode.
By God, we love you too, Melanie.
You usually bring a smile or a laugh and a amen, preach it, people moment. Thanks for keeping it open and free and all about America and its people."
Wow.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sending that in, Melanie.
Thank you, niece.
Yep.
I will say that's my niece.
There you go. Daniel Corbin wrote in about our show about Texas succession. He said, "Many are regretting and not happy with America." Well, Texas isn't the first, but how can we live with those politicians in charge?
Good point.
Well,
good point.
We get some good ones if we did that.
Gary Vaughn commented on our show about parent lessons. He said Boomer Goober's grandpa told him, "If it smells like poop everywhere you go, you need to check your own shoes. It might be your fault."
Just might be your fault. Boomer Goober.
Yeah.
We need to hit him up, get him back on the show one day. That crazy nut. And finally, Lana Lackey had a comment on a show rating President Trump's time in office. She told us he stirred up the main stray. He made lawyers start moving again.
Lawmakers, yeah.
Damn sure made Giuliani move again.
Yes, it did.
He moved right on out of the Trumpster's picture, didn't he?
Well, thank you for your viewer comments. We appreciate
you guys
that.
Are great.
Hey, if you have an idea or a question that you'd like for our viewers to tackle, it's very simple. All you have to do is send it to our email address at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's one way.
Or
you can hit us up directly on our show website page by keying in www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa and the letter npappy.com, where you'll see that big red button. Just simply push it. Devise a simple, easy to remember password and subscribe.
That's exactly correct.
We love subscriptions.
And while you're on there, I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can give us comments, like the one we received from Melanie in the viewer comments came from that page.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that very much. Or you can go to our Facebook group page where you'll see a lot of these opinions before they even hit the air.
Some of them are unedited.
Hey, it's been fun today. enjoyed it. Have a great weekend, Pap.
Yeah. You do the same, amigo.
Everyone out there, have a great weekend. We always end every show by telling you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know they're loved right here at the Grandpa and Pappy
Show.
Yeah.
2.
Bye.
Wait.
Bye. Let them know. Well, me too tight.
Anyway,
But we
take
do
care
love
of you.
them babies too, by God.
We sure do.
Let them know.
Well, we hope you'll join us back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah,
Take care of one another.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And God bless America. God bless you guys, and we'll see you back on Monday.
See you Monday.
Bye-bye now.